Hello and welcome back to CycleFab. I'm Larry. In today's video, I'm going to try a different powder. It's called Fractured Cherry and it's by Prismatic Powders. Now, it's a two-part process. You have the base layer, which is the actual fractured cherry. Then you have clear vision, which goes over it. Now, from what I have found out, if you follow the directions on the bag itself, it doesn't come out right. What the deal is with fractured cherry is you spray the unit. In this case, it's a Maglite. We'll get to that in a moment. And anyway, you put it in the oven and cook it just until it flows out. In other words, just until it gets wet. It takes about 7 to 10 minutes, they say. All right? Which in my experience with powder coat, typically about 7 to 10 minutes at temperature, it does start to flow. Anyway, you pull the product out after it starts to flow, let it cool down to room temperature. Then you go back and you spray it with this stuff, the Clear Vision. And that's what does the activation process of bringing out this deep, rich color of the fractured cherry. Now, I have used it in the past, just kind of working up to this video and a little test piece that I did. And it's beautiful, really. And I knew that it would be. I have seen videos over it, but they haven't really been detailed enough. I don't know if they're lighting or their camera or what the deal was, but I knew it probably looked better in person, and it does. What I'm going to try and bring you guys in a series of videos is what each different powder looks like. And I have some decent camera equipment, and I'm going to try to really give you guys a good idea of what different powders from Prismatic looks like, so it will help you better decide on your project. Without having to buy the powder and go through the testing and all that to see if you like it or not, especially if you're doing something expensive like wheels. In this case, back to this, this is a Maglite. This thing's probably 30 years old. Well, I know it's at least 30. It belonged to my dad. He was a truck driver, and he used it for at least 20, 25. And as you can see here, it's not in very good shape. Now, it does work. I sent it back to the factory and had it rebuilt. But the cosmetics is just horrible on this thing. I mean, really, it has seen, oh God, well, 1 million miles at least. I know he got a plaque for that, so. Anyway, I want to go ahead and disassemble this. Now, I'm not going to go through a process of showing you how to disassemble a Maglite. It's pretty much straightforward. You just unscrew the thing. However, I am going to show you how to take the switch out because until I researched it, I did not know how to do this. So I'll go over that real quickly with you guys, all right? Okay, I've gotten this broken down all the way to the body. Now all I have left to do is get the switch out. And this right here is just a little rubber pad. And you take a small pick, like a dental pick or whatever, and you just reach in here and just peel this out. It just pops right out, okay? It's just a little rubber pad. Now, in the center of where the button is, there is a small 2mm Allen head screw, and you just insert your Allen head. It's just a set screw, really, so you don't have to unscrew it all the way out, just until this thing starts to slide. Okay, got it out. Since this one's really, really old, apparently it's done somewhat differently. You still have a set screw here that you have to unscrew, and it is a 2mm, but if you look into the front of it, there is a spanner screw, all right? And it didn't take much to get it out. I just took this pick and just reached down in there and screwed it out. But anyway, that is one of the differences between the very old ones, which I'm sure hardly any of you will come across. Like I said, this thing's like 30 years old. I know that for a fact. So let's, I want to go ahead and bead blast this, and then we're going to powder coat it, and I'll show you what it looks like after the fractured cherry is on it. And then it's going to go into the oven, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out in its wet form, all right? And then I'll spray it with the, I never can remember what this is called, Clear Vision. I'll spray it with the Clear Vision and then go back into the oven, and then we'll have a finished product. And like I said, the little test piece that I did, it really nice. It was small, but I think it'll look really good on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going with that and see you guys in a little bit. If you're liking this video, then please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. And go ahead and hit that notification bell too, so you know when my next video is coming out. All right, let me get to this. Okay, as you can see in the close-ups, once you spray this fractured cherry on there to begin with, I really don't know how to explain it. It looks really thick, really crystallized, and it has the appearance of rust, actually, just a really deep maroon rust. And anyway, now it's going to go into the oven, and I'm just going to leave it in there long enough for it to flow out. Then it comes right back out of the oven. I'm gonna hang it up, let it cool down, room temperature, then come back and spray it with the Clear Vision. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, got it done. And it was a complete and utter failure. Yeah, this sucks. This came out horrible. And it's not the product, okay? I've used Prismatic Powders in the past, and it's excellent cap paint, excellent products. It's just I have never used this to this extent. I did one little piece a long time ago, and I don't know, screwed up and did it right, I guess. But no, this you can see here from the close-ups. It's just horrible, nasty. Now, I know that it's not due to contamination because I thoroughly, bead blasted it, wiped it down with acetone, wore gloves, and anyway, I went back and looked at some more YouTube videos, and by Prismatic, as a matter of fact. Apparently this is not an easy powder to do. I think what my problem was with it is, I think maybe my particles were too charged. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to do some research. Once I figure out how to do this stuff, I will get back with you guys and show you the finished product. I just want to let you know that if you do plan on using this, do some sample pieces first. Figure out how to use it before you do it on anything that's of value, like a set of rims, especially for a customer. So trust me, you do not want this to happen on something of value, because it's nasty, as you can see, But anyway, you live and learn. And if it wasn't for all my failures, I would learn absolutely nothing. So don't watch the channel and think that I succeed all the time. I do not. But anyway, I just want to get back with you guys and let you know that if you're going to use the Illusion line of powders from Prismatic, and this is the fractured cherry, practice with it. Learn how to do it. And like I said, once I figure out how to use it, I will get back to you. Now, the guns that I'm using is just Harbor Freight and or Eastwood guns. That's all I have. The professional guns, you can actually change the voltage on it considerably and fine tune it. That's probably where my problem lies. I don't know yet. I don't know. But I will let you guys know as soon as I figure it out. And if you like this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you'll know when my next video is coming out. I'll see you guys in a week or two. Take care.